So back in the 80s, I got very into the Gibb family. You know, the Bee Gees and Andy Gibb, Saturday Night Fever, all of that. I'm sure there are people here that weren't even born back then, but I was in my late teens, early 20s at that point, and so that was like a big part of my life. I met them one time. I met Barry and Maurice in Florida in 1983. So it was right around the same time. So I was very into them. And one night I had a dream. Actually, it was an astral projection, astral travel. And so I was out of my body, and I was in somebody else's very big house in a warm climate. There was very like a summery feeling to the place. So it was a warm climate, and there was I was in this little room. I'm sure it was furnished, but the only thing I remember seeing, like the whole focus of this room, was this white wicker something that was back up against the wall, and I was floating. I had my back pressed up against the ceiling, and it was a popcorn ceiling, so that was kind of scratchy. And I was looking down, watching what was going on, and I could tell there was a party going on in another room adjacent. So this was a separate little room off of I guess, the living room where people had gathered and they were all talking, and I could feel a lot of talking, but I knew there were people out there talking, but I couldn't make out anything that they said. It was just, blah, 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 white. It was white noise, blah, 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 just white noise. And so I was in this little room, hovering above the white wicker thing, and people kept coming in, and it was the Gibb family, various members of the Gibb family, Barry, Maurice, Robin, their wives, grandparents, the family. It was a family gathering, and other people that, I didn't recognize, of course, probably friends, but, like only one or two, but they kept coming in this room. And looking down into the white wicker thingamabob that I was hovering above, and they'd be like, oh, 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 ooh, ah, and they were just so excited, and they were just like gurgling, and it was just, oh, so precious, and blah, 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 blah. I just, I really didn't know what they were saying, but I just felt all this love, this adoration, all this excitement about this something or other that was in the white wicker whatchamit thingy over there. So, and they just kept coming in and coming in, and come in, make a fuss, leave. Come in, make a fuss, leave. Come in, make a fuss, leave. And I'm like, what on earth is so exciting about this thing? What is the draw? What is the huge draw? Why is the whole family here? And why are they all coming in here making a fuss over this stuff? And I finally made out 3 words. Maurice, daughter, Samantha. Loud and clear as a bell. And I woke up, and boy, I sat right up. I was like, because I knew, it's like, this is an important dream, this is a keeper, I have to remember this. Maurice, daughter, Samantha. Maurice, daughter, Samantha. Maurice, daughter, Samantha. Now, I knew enough about the Gibb family at that point. I knew who had what kids and what their kids' names were. And Maurice Gibb did not have a daughter named Samantha. He had one child, and it was a boy. There was no daughter named Samantha. There was no Samantha Gibb that I knew of. The only Samantha was, there was a singing artist that the Bee Gees wrote a song for, How Deep Is Your Love. Her name is Samantha Sang. No, she didn't sing How Deep Is Your Love. She did Emotion, excuse me. In sorrow. No, that wasn't the song either. Anyway, Samantha Sang recorded a Bee Gees song. Put it at that. And I'd also read a little article somewhere that Andy, when they were living in Miami, Andy had, adopted a lion through the local zoo, and a lioness, and he had named her Samantha. That was the only Samantha, those were the only Samanthas related to the Gibb family that I knew of. So I was like, well, that's a very interesting dream, but it was wrong. I have been misinformed. So I just sort of stashed it for a few weeks and thought, I wonder if I'll ever find out what was going on with that weird dream I had. So I was in the grocery store, and every now and then I pick up an issue of People magazine. So I was sort of like, I wasn't really into it, and it looked kind of boring, but I bought it anyway. Went home, completely forgot about it until the next day. Oh, God, I didn't even look at my People. I was so not into it. I opened it up, flipping through. There's this big 2-page spread all about, and this is absolutely true. I really did have this dream. Okay, I swear. The article was about Maurice Gibb and his new baby daughter, Samantha. Yeah. Look up Samantha Gibb online. You'll find her. She's in her 20s now. So I had traveled astrally to Miami, Florida, to, I guess, Maurice Gibb's house. And I was in the baby's room, and the white wicker thing was the bassinet where the baby was, and people were coming in. It was probably, probably she just had her christening, and they were having a party afterward, and they were all coming in to meet the baby. Thanks for stopping by, guys.